Welcome to General Strike News and Commentary. I'm General Strike. In this video, I would like to talk about 3 conservative myths that have been drilled into the heads of the conservative working class. The 3 big myths that are regurgitated from the mouths of my working class friends and family are lower taxes, small government, and deregulation. Oftentimes, the people who think this is what we need in the USA have no clue what they actually mean. They are just parroting the propaganda used to brainwash them. If you ask them what these 3 things will do to help improve their life, you will usually get a blank stare. They may spout random words like lower debt, more jobs, freedom, fewer taxes, and other nonsense. The simple answer to what these 3 things give you is they give the rich more money. That's what they do. Let's tackle these 3 myths. The first one, lower taxes, was addressed in my video titled Taxes and Who Pays. I explained in great detail how the tax burden has been shifted to the working class and poor. Our taxes are much higher while the rich enjoy lower taxes as a percentage. I explained how the top tax rate was reduced from 90% all the way to 28% under Reagan. That is a massive tax cut. Corporations now pay less tax than they did 50 years ago. The new tax cuts Trump has proposed is mainly targeted for the rich. The working class will get next to nothing, and in some cases end up paying more. In addition to this, it will lead to massive debt, which some have estimated up to $6 to $10 trillion in the next 10 years. What people never get is our national debt is a direct result of giving tax breaks to the rich. Prior to Reagan, our national debt was being paid down. Once we decided to give away our revenue, the debt began to rise. We still had to pay for stuff. Instead of using the money from taxes, we began borrowing at record pace. The ironic thing most people don't know is we get the money from the same place that we've always got it. We borrow from the rich and pay them back with interest. It's a savings plan for the wealthy. So instead of using their money from the taxes that we collected in the past, we now borrow the money from them and pay them interest. The hidden prize from doing this is shrinking government. They use the new debt as an excuse to cut government services while pushing to privatize large portions to make more money. This leads into the small government myth. The reason the owner elites want small government is to make more money. A small government allows them to control it more easily. It lets them privatize many aspects of it, like the plan to privatize Social Security and Medicare. That would be a massive transfer of wealth to a very small group of owner elites. This is the biggest prize on the table, and they're working hard to get it. Oftentimes you hear outsourcing government services and jobs will save money and be more efficient. What you fail to realize is private enterprise only does things if it makes them a boatload of money. Most of the time, the employees get paid much less than their public counterparts. Not to mention, keeping it public does not require you to pay executives and shareholders massive amounts of money. From public schools, parking meters, private prisons, even traffic cameras, you name it, and they've tried to privatize it to make more money. Now the last myth, deregulation. In simplest terms, think of it as saving money by taking shortcuts. Deregulation helped the banking collapse in 2007. Deregulation could take the form of many things, from letting Wall Street and the banks manipulate markets to pumping out pollution without consequences. Look, nobody likes excessive regulations. If there are regulations that don't make sense, they need to be addressed. but blanket deregulation on par with the 75% reduction in regulation Trump is proposing will hurt consumers and the working class. Ask yourself, who gains when you deregulate? It's not the working class. There are so many economic and social regulations, if removed, allow private enterprise to make more and more money. Look, I know this is just a short YouTube video. I can't possibly go into the details in a short video. What I want viewers to do is to think about these myths when you hear them proposed by the shills of our owner class. Tax cuts, small government, and deregulation do one thing: make the owner class more money at our expense. These three myths will not help the working class. It would be nice if they gave the working class a tax cut from the shift in the burden that they placed on us, but we know that will never happen. When they talk about tax cuts, they focus on the top, not us. The repeal of Obamacare would be a massive tax cut for the rich. The 400 richest households would see a tax cut of $7 million with the repeal of the ACA. It's all about the money, Lebowski. The capitalist system is the problem. It must change. The working class and the poor must stand together in solidarity and demand this change. Do your homework and take a hard look at why you advocate for these three myths. If you take the time to think it through, you will figure out all these myths do is hurt you. Two of these myths could be used to help the middle class if they were not solely focused on the rich. An efficient tax cut for the middle class and a prudent look at some regulations would help. After all, I just learned today we no longer have Saturday morning cartoons due to the Children's Television Act. This regulation eliminated cartoons from being aired before and after school in addition to Saturday morning. Unfortunately, the tax cuts and deregulation being proposed help one class, and it's not us. We need to wake up and advocate for real things that can help the middle class and poor, like higher wages, health care, 4 more years of public school, and democracy in the workplace. If you're rich, I totally understand wanting these three myths. If you're working class and poor, it makes no sense at all. They will just lead to more income inequality and the continued decline of the working class. I'm General Strike. Thanks for watching General Strike News and Commentary.